Joining us now is a guy who I would assume would crush the fake war thing he's going to.
Oh, yeah.
He's also quarterback for the New York Jets. Don't look now. Hottest team in the NFL.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, 4-time NFL MVP, ayahuasca dabbler, Aaron Rodgers. Books. I like that.
Yeah. Hey, Q, have you seen Deliverance?
I have. Where are we going with this? Here it comes.
Be careful out there.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He's with like some of the toughest people of all time. You know, those people, these guys, I assume, these guys see that bell, you know, and they're like not sleeping. They just got dropped into the deep ocean, swim all the way back. Then when you get back, lay at that terrible spot between the wave and the thing.
With the logs.
And just sit there. And then we're going to actually get a hose too and add to it. And they could quit at any time. They don't. That's who you're going into the woods with. You know that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm ready for it.
Last place gets shot in the head. So be careful.
John, like Wazamo in the past, there's a chance.
That's right.
Would you rather do that or go into darkness retreat? Where Aaron
That. I'm going to that.
Let's go.
All right, then.
That one's physical. The darkness retreat is you're all here, right?
Yeah.
I should not be there with myself ever. You know what I mean, Aaron?
Yeah, but you never know who you're going to encounter in the woods, man.
True.
That's a good
Never
point.
know who's going to be out there.
True.
Hey, when you were in that darkness retreat, there was no freakouts?
No.
Not
No
one.
freakout.
Not one.
There was some boredom, some boredom set in for sure, but no freakouts.
What did you do to pass time?
Contemplation, modalities.
Different modalities of contemplation?
Yes.
Wow. I think I used that properly.
Yeah.
I feel like I've gotten much smarter. See, the issue would be if I went in there, boy, we'd start overthinking something. And then we'd be like, I got to get out of here and do it.
Yeah, I got to fix that.
You know, I got to go figure that whole thing out. They don't let you out, right? Or is there a bell like it is Bud's?
A bell. No, the door is open. You can walk out whenever you want.
Okay. All right.
You can just walk out.
You could be there.
By the
for
way,
10 minutes.
what are you wearing today? Are you turning over a new leaf? Is Sam dressing you? What's going on?
So, interesting point about that. Potentially. She might have bought this, but also 30 degrees and all tank tops are currently in a situation they're not wearable.
Okay.
A lot of, whenever you buy $7 tank tops, there's a chance that they do kind of
Quality.
fall apart, get stained with deodorant.
Sure.
That's the big one. And then once that gets in there, it's a problem. So we're in a transition process of new tank tops, if that makes sense, Aaron.
So you're saying you got scabies?
I mean, man, I guess I should get tested. What is maybe? I mean, there's a chance. But my wife, she bought this whole, I don't know when the pants came in, but yeah, I feel real high fashion today. I was on First Take too, got to dress like an adult on there because everybody's super suited. But the tanks will be back. No problem with that.
You got to turn to show the side of the jeans. I think that's getting lost
Racing
here.
stripe is
Boom.
awesome.
High fashion. Tuxedo jeans.
Wow.
Tuxedo jeans.
Ankle
Tuxedo
to hip.
jeans. And look at this shit. Look at this shit. I got a zipper down here.
Ooh.
If you want to wear high tops, go ahead and open that thing up. If you want to wear low tops, tighten it down. You know what I mean? This is fashion. I should have went to Art Basel.
Yeah. Should have.
Oh, yeah.
Art Basel down there in Miami. Let's talk about you. I'm sick of this, okay? This is stupid. Good luck in war.
Thanks.
Fake war. Sorry. Zach Wilson, buddy. Holy hell, what happened? How'd this go? He's a sweet boy, a good boy. We know that.
Yep.
Why do you think he had so much success in that second half? In those conditions, with where he was putting the ball, how decisive he was, how confident he looked, why do you think that happened this past weekend, Aaron? Do you have a direct point that you can kind of show us to and be like, yeah, here's why? Or what do you think while you're watching this unfold in front of you?
I just think that sometimes guys get into rhythm and you just kind of get in that zone, and the play caller gives you a lot of opportunities. We passed the ball 10 straight times. I think that was directly related to him getting into a rhythm and us moving the ball. And it's pretty crazy, though. We hadn't scored 30 in the last 4 games, I don't think, on offense, maybe 5. And we came out and scored 30 and a half. So, just little things, though, that there was simple plays like this simple play, X-Shell across, which has been the offense since Bill Walsh. And then, as we have to do, this is just, Aggie, 4 verticals right here. But as as we know, every single week, sometimes quarterback has to make some of those real special plays, and I felt like he made a couple big time plays there. He had one that maybe shows up 3rd and 12. He spun out to the left and hit Garrett for a first down. The next play, he hit Cobby for a touchdown to put us on the board. But even some smaller plays that are kind of throwaway plays, running a keeper, he extends the play, he makes the guy miss, and throws kind of a late sideline ball to Ruckert that he kind of like double caught. And in the grand scheme of things, it's probably a throwaway play. Nobody remembers that play, but it took us from a 3rd and extra long to a 3rd and really manageable. We converted, ended up getting points on the drive. We had a big drive there after it went 14-7 to go 14-6. They missed extra point, but to go down there and score and put it back up 2 scores was really good. I thought he was in a good rhythm. I thought Hack called a good game. I thought guys made some plays, contested catches for Ruck. Thought we did what we needed to, getting the ball to our 2 stud playmakers. Garrett had 9 for 108. Brees had a number of touches. He had 8 catches for over 80 yards and a touchdown. So in the elements, under the circumstances, very happy for Zach. He played excellent, and good to be sitting there with a win. It's been a long November.
It certainly has, and that was a good Houston defense. That's a good Houston team. People just see HOU, I think, that maybe haven't been following the season, and they're like, I did it against Houston. It's like, hey, this Houston defense has been great, and the Houston offense, that's a huge win for the Jets as a whole, and more specifically, I guess, Zach Wilson's confidence. Go ahead, AJ. Sweet haircut today.
Yeah, so where are you at physically right now? How do you feel compared to maybe even last week, and what do you make of all these so-called reports of you being cleared, right around Christmas for the game that's coming up around that time? What do you, are you leaking things to people? What's going on?
Commanders, 24th.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that report's coming from. There's been a lot of interesting reporting over the last few weeks of our team.
Was it the Counting Crows guy? Was it the Counting Crows guy who was telling people
Adam?
stuff?
No, I don't think it was Adam.
His lips are sealed.
Yeah. Always.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's
Awesome guy. Always? Oh, that's a good one there. Connor. Nice.
Yeah.
What was that tie?
Talks
Is
to
Ty even in? Did he make it in after yesterday? Is he
Hey, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine.
Are you?
A lot of ball left.
Bingo.
No, I'm not sure about some of these reports, but there's loose lips that are everywhere. I'm not going to let that sink my ship, though. I'm getting better, improving. Still some things I got to do in order to be able to be cleared. But I've done some limited practice the last couple of weeks and done some 7-on-7 stuff at the end of practice.
What? With who? 2s, 3s, practice squad? Who are you running with?
Well, it's a lot of threes in the P squad guys.
Oh, my God. Imagine the defense. Now.
Yeah.
Rest of the year, they're going against Aaron Rodgers in the practice squad. There's going to be somebody that comes from this practice squad.
It's called Flight Squad. It's Flight School. It's the Flight School. It's the kind of P squad guys getting some extra work in at the end. And I just asked, hey, can I take some of those reps there? So
Imagine they said no.
No, they said I've finagled my way into taking the Flight School a few days, but and enjoyed that. But I'm working in there and obviously doing all my rehab and diet and vitamins and all those different things, modalities, AAA, all the things that are important. Still jocked, and he's actually a little bit upset that you didn't mention that he might have been jocked at the party.
He's wearing a sweater. He was wearing a sweater.
He wanted me to pass that along. He wanted me to pass that along. He said there was a lot of opportunities for you and Con and Ty.
I told him.
And he felt a little bit offended.
Just let him know. We don't want to wrestle, ever.
No,
Okay? Never want to wrestle him, ever. But also, he, in a sign of humility, I believe, chose to wear the thickest sweater of all time and then also a beanie on his head that was covering his whole thing. It's like, you had to be 7,000 degrees.
Had to.
He probably used it as a night sweat.
Got a session in.
So we didn't even get to see how jocked he was because he was wearing a fur coat pretty much as a sweater on top of himself. So we apologize, but we assume a professional like AAA, and I've seen some of his some of his IGs. He is still
explosive.
How are you? Are you still jocked? Because remember, going into the season, it was the most jocked you had been, and you had been working with AAA. Still being able to do all that throughout the entire season, even though the Achilles been worked on?
Well, a lot of that's getting jocked. You got to be able to do some some serious cardio. So I haven't been able to do as much cardio as I maybe want to, but I feel like I'm like a week of really good dieting away from where I want to be.
Averagely jogged.
But yeah, averagely jogged is probably fast. As the season goes in a normal year, it's hard to be as jocked as you are when you kind of first start training camp. But I feel like I've held it pretty good this year. Not bad for late 30s, early 40s. So.
Well, 40 for sure now. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Aaron.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Aaron. It's really, really cool. You are still jocked. Wait till you retire, man. And not saying that's anytime soon, but when you retire, AJ knows, just look at him. You can just take these things that just it just helps. You're just jocked, just immediately jocked pretty much. It's crazy, dude. I can't wait to see.
I figured that AQ wouldn't want to be drug tested at this point.
No chance.
Nope.
None of us. A man who's not on anything, though, just ridiculously handsome. Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Aaron, the other guy in your city, I don't know if you've been following this too much, but Tommy Cutlass, Tommy DeVito, has kind of taken over the NFL. And I know you've basically said, like, hey, let's wait until these guys have played a little bit before we crown them. But they're already doing that. They're saying he's the savior of the Giants and that, he's the king in New York right now. But when it comes to guys like that who are undrafted, he was the third string quarterback. Like, how are certain guys able to come in and just have success immediately when they have, he's got the same guys that Daniel Jones had? Like, is that all just confidence and like Dable kind of working with him and putting him in spots to be successful? Like, why is a guy like him so successful coming in, whereas like other guys who we know their names and get opportunities come in and they don't perform the same way?
I mean, that's an interesting question. There's a lot that goes into it. It's not just one player or one time. There's matchup stuff. There's how the defense is playing. I wouldn't know the stats offhand, but I feel like the defense, Wink and his guys, been playing a little bit better. The last stretch of the season, but the recipe is not too complicated. It's be opportunistic. It's make good decisions, take care of the football. And, I think when you got a little bit of moxie to go along with that and some charisma, which he obviously does, and presence, that helps. But you watched the game last night. He had very efficient. He only had a few incompletions, right? He had no turnovers. He had no sacks. I mean, they'd come in with giving up, I would guess, close to or the most sacks in the league. And to have no sacks, no turnovers, didn't seem like, and I didn't watch the whole game, didn't seem like there were a ton of, like real, turnover-worthy plays. So that's the key to success, taking care of the football, being opportunistic, making some plays, and then, bringing that extra little something.
Yeah, a little sauce. Seems like the team really loves him. I mean, how could you not?
Schmay. Yeah, a little bit of schmay, you know?
Hey, this is a little schmay. Hey, shout out to Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know what I mean? Shout out to Arnold Schwarzenegger. Hope he's having a fantastic Tuesday. It's been fun to watch this, though. Like him, Heineke, Mike White in recent history have had this run, and then the conversation immediately goes to like, hold the phone. Is this guy better than the $40 million a year quarterback, and why does the team play better for him? Now, obviously, Tommy DeVito we don't know. We have no idea about this guy. What he's going to be 5 years from now. Maybe he will be the next Joe Montana. Yeah. And maybe he does.
5 games? How about 5 games?
Yeah. I understand. But let's just talk about the teams, though. When teams
what did
rally,
we talk about last week? Are we
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we got to keep the door open for the possibilities that maybe 5 years from now, Tommy DeVito is a guy. We have no idea. But why does it feel like teams kind of rally around some of these backup quarterbacks in your eyes, just like your thoughts? Because obviously the charisma and the swag, but like they have a belief, right? And the expectations aren't really, like Tommy might miss a pass and they're not going to get pissed, I don't think. It's like, isn't that kind of a thing, don't you think?
Yeah, I think that's possible. Listen, I think a lot of the shit is overblown. It's if you win, then there's a little momentum. The narrative changes so quickly in a week. Look at our team, same thing. And what the Giants have won a few in a row now.
Oh, a sweet boy.
So that's the narrative that's going on there. But every week there's overreactions, there's crowning, there's, trashing. and then it all gets reset. Once they're playing either Thursday, Sunday, or Monday, Saturday coming up too. Saturday game's coming up. Everything gets reset, and there'll be something else to talk about. Officials, guys line up offsides, cutlets, whatever the hell it might be. There's going to be a new conversation that happens, and a new narrative, and that's the league we play in. I think it's beautiful because it draws a lot of attention to our sport. It's also got to be maddening at times for people that really live and die with the roller coaster of headlines.
Yeah, and somehow you've been able to survive it mentally because obviously the wave of your headlines, personally and professionally, have certainly been all over the place throughout the entire career. Let's talk about what you just alluded to there. Last week you talked about Jordan Love, right? And you said, can we let this guy, can we let him have his career before we do anything? Last night he has a game in which he didn't look perfect, but the defense was obviously a full team. Jordan Love, he's riding this wave. What are you talking to him? Do you message him? Do you watch from afar and say like, hey, handling it, like how he's handling it is good? Like, what is your whole, like at this stage with how you're viewing Jordan Love's first year as a starter for the Packers after your departure?
Buddy, didn't we talk about this last week? I think he's doing fantastic. I think he's playing really, really well. It comes down to the same stuff. And I've been in the room with Tom before, and I know what he's all about. It's about decision making. It's about footwork. It's about accuracy. And he's graded very, very difficultly. And you might play a perfect game and think that you get a positive grade. And I had many, many 100 quarterback rating games with negative grades from Tom because Tom believed in me and the potential. And I know he feels the same way about Jordan. So he's getting the best coaching in his room possible. He holds himself to a high standard. But I think he is everything's in place for him to be a starter at a high level for a long, long time. He can throw, make all the throws. He can move in the pocket. Obviously, there's some things it looks like he's doing at the line of scrimmage. So the understanding of the offense and his understanding of defense as well is great. I just think for his sake, and I've said this again, I said last week, like the overreaction stuff, I'm sure that he's staying out of it and the ups and downs because nothing really good comes from that to be, feeling yourself after a win or downing yourself after a loss. There's absolutely nothing. You just got to ride the wave, kind of staying above it and out of it and being even keeled and kind of showing up and being the same guy every single week. I think he's got a real good demeanor about him, and he had a great drive last night. I mean, think about this is how ridiculous our game is in our media cycle. They take the ball down the field. He throws a crazy pass on a Omaha on the outside. Kid makes a great catch in the end zone. And, you're kicking the ball back off. You're up by what? You're up by a couple point, 1 point.
One with how many minutes?
Like
50?
a minute 30.
Ball on the 20. Ball on the 20. And they're bringing zero pressure. He throws ridiculous. Only one place you can throw this thing. A great catch by was it Heath?
Yeah.
But better throw. Incredible throw. If you look at it from the other angle, there's only one spot for this ball, right? 25 is all over it. Kid makes a great hands catch for sure, but amazing play. And what's the narrative if the defense stops, undrafted kid from going 50 yards down the field? It's like, hey, the Packers are 7-6 now. They're the 5-6 seed or whatever, and all is right in the world. They could win out. They could, with Detroit struggling, they could get the 3 seed. All these different storylines that would start to pop up. But instead now, like in the AFC, I think there's 6 teams at 7-6. NFC, is it 5 or 6 teams at 6 and 7?
Bro, it's all of the teams are in it. Somehow all of the teams are still in every single playoff conversation.
4, 5. Well, so there's 5 teams at 6 and 7. So yeah, it's fascinating.
I think.
Where's the 6?
The Bucks. Tampa Bay.
Oh yeah, the Bucks. Yeah,
NFC
the Bucks.
South.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so 6 teams at 6 and 7. It was crazy. 3 of them are tied for division lead on the one side. It's wild. A lot could happen. You saw what Dallas and the Niners did to Philly the last 2 weeks. That's, interesting. Philly's still a phenomenal team. Those 3 seem to maybe be the cream of the NFC, but who knows? I think that it's kind of wide open. Obviously, the Niners been looking pretty pretty solid the last couple of weeks.
Wagon.
But the AFC is wide open. Buffalo came up with a big win against Kansas City. Yeah, thank you for that. Miami got beat by Tennessee, which is crazy. Jacksonville's lost 2 in a row, right? You got a lot of interesting games coming up. A couple 7-6 teams playing each other. A couple of the 7-6 teams going into some tough environments. A lot could happen. You never know. There's 4 amazing weeks left. Baltimore's sitting there coming off a crazy win against the Rams on a last-second punt return. So the NFL is really exciting. It's a lot can happen week to week. But it's the storylines, and you can't just get too caught up in it because they change so much.
Yeah, that's our life
every week.
Our life is the storylines. I mean, that is. There's a lot of them in here, and every once in a while, my brain will have a glitch, and it'll go like last year.
Yeah.
Like a last year's story will hop in, and I'm like, whoa, that was.
They mix.
Wait a minute.
I think it was like, it was a year and a half ago. Oh wait, geez, there's so many. There's so many stories because this guy, Hall of Fame, Super Bowl, this guy terrible, and then just 5 weeks later, boop, complete opposite. It is bananas. The story arches of everybody. Sorry about that, Aaron. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. I feel like you might want Connor to jump in or something. So.
Well, Connor has a great one, actually. This is where we're heading next. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Aaron, I actually have an update for you, too. In the conspiracy theory world, people are really going crazy about the new Netflix movie that the Obamas produced. So if you want to dive into that, might as well give it a shot. Pretty bad movie, but, people are...
Did you watch?
Yeah, I did. I saw it.
Okay.
I watched the whole thing.
All right.
What's it called?
Okay.
I think it's called, Don't Look Back or something like that. It's
Leave
kinda
the world behind.
Leave the end of the world.
Leave the world behind.
Oh, don't look up. Leave the world behind.
Bingo. Kind of mixes the two.
Got it.
But yeah, maybe give that a watch. But there was an update.
You sound like you were being a little negative about that movie.
Well, I think the movie as a whole is just a big pile of shit, but the conspiracy theories around it are magnificent.
Oh, okay. You're saying the fodder.
Yeah, the thing they weren't trying to do with the movie is the best part of the movie.
Got it. Because C-words are going to C-word.
Come on. Yeah, I love being a C-word, especially on Tuesdays. But, Aaron, there's an update to your body, actually. You got a new tattoo. You added some art to the, I believe, left bicep. What was that about? What is it? And why did you get it right now?
Are you going to show a picture of it so I can talk through it?
Sure.
I was hoping you would just take your stuff.
I mean, we planned stuff, so we knew that this was going to come up.
For sure.
So we have it right now, obviously. The boys are actually making sure that it is the perfect resolution.
Okay, in the meantime, I have seen that movie that just came out. I thought it was thought-provoking for sure.
Okay.
It's, is it, I know a lot of people talking about predictive programming.
Oh, yeah.
And so there's some interesting little Easter eggs, nuggets in there.
It's unique. It's unique how much you know. You know what I mean? About all that.
Yeah.
What's the conspiracy part
unique,
of it?
Very neat. Well, where do you start?
Yeah, bingo.
I haven't seen it. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Very unique.
It's got all of them.
Okay, I'm excited. What's it called? Don't look back up.
Don't look back up.
What's it called?
I don't think it's called that.
Leave the
End
world
of the
behind.
world something.
Yeah, leave the world behind.
There it is.
All right.
Leave the world behind.
Oh, geez. I mean, now that I'm starting to think about
They
it.
explain how to basically they overthrow the United States of America is essentially what happens in it.
Oh, no. I love our country.
That's
What are we-
never going to happen.
All right, anyways. Is the tattoo about maybe not doing that? Maybe standing? Hey, we'll stand for the United States of America.
Don't tread on me.
Yeah, super artsy, this photo, by the way. The art.
It's the same, it's the same artist who did my forearm, Balázs, my Hungarian brother. This time I didn't have to go to Hungary to get the tattoo, thankfully. I just had to go to Brooklyn, which I think they call Little Hungary. Anyway, that might be a newer name for it. But yeah, there's some symbolism there. There's dragon. Love dragons. There's
Of course.
the 8. Number 8. It's sideways 8 is infinity, obviously.
Oh.
And then the 2 and the 12 is an ode to my godson. So yeah, just a combination of a lot of different things. But shout out to Balázs for
Is he biting his own tail?
Tails are chasing the dragon?
yeah.
What does that symbolize?
Yeah, why is he sucking his own tail?
What's that mean?
I don't know, but it's just to complete the the 8 or the infinity symbol.
Oh, because you couldn't leave that open because then it's not infinity.
Bingo.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it.
Has to be
Yeah.
gnawing on it.
Does it connect to the forearm tat?
Not really, not yet. Great question, FDP, as usual.
How about that hurt? That hurt pretty good. It's pretty detailed. There's a lot of
Up near the pit, the top of the armpit. That part really hurt. Everything else was not too bad.
Hey, it looks sweet.
Yeah, great addition.
Looks sweet.
Yeah,
How long that take?
about 5 hours.
Oh, I don't know how you guys do it. My wife's got a beautiful sleeve, and I don't know how many hours it is, but it's got to be a lot.
Yeah.
Do you still have the barbed wire up here? Or?
Me?
Yeah.
I got rid of the barbed wire, but our guy AQ Ships, down there in Little Hungary, you can get that right there.
Yep.
Let's go.
So he moved to Little Hungary, or is he traveling in to see fam, or just taking a visit?
He's just he's traveling. He has a visa to spend time in the country, and so he's a busy man. You gotta find a way to sync up with him. But always love spending time with him, and a lot of respect for his work. Obviously, the only person that I would ever let tattoo me. So.
Oh, that's very nice. Yeah, it's obviously a huge honor for the Hungarian man. They speak English, obviously, Hungarian people.
No, we just we have our own kind of sign language.
Nice.
So
I know what this means, right?
Yeah.
The long snapper for San Francisco 49ers.
That taper.
Yeah, taught me this one right here, I think. And then obviously,
what does that mean?
I think this one's the F word, not allowed to say it. I wonder if like Dick White right now is like censoring my hand.
He might could be. Yeah, blurring him out.
I think.
Pixelating them, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. And then this one, shit happens, obviously.
Ooh,
Boom.
that one's good.
I worked with a deaf man named Greg at Rudy Subs and Pizza 286. How can I help you? And
Thanks, Greg.
yeah,
DK is really kind of bringing ASL into the mainstream. I love it too.
yeah, I'm a big fan of it as well. Makes life good, especially on this particular program when we're not allowed to say one particular word. You just, as soon as you find out that is, you know what I mean? It's just like, here we go. Just start tossing that in there. Then I don't know how many deaf people listen to our show, okay? I don't know how many. I have had to have a sign language interpreter at a stand-up show, though, because one person in the crowd, at least one person, was couldn't hear. So I had to, it's like a rule of the thing that you have to have an interpreter on the stage. Can't have that, because obviously my first 45 minutes was just saying things.
Playing to him.
Just to see what the interpretation was. 45 minutes of it. This sweet old lady, 85 years old, normally in there for singers and stuff. You know, they do the whole thing. And then I'm just like, all right, what's like you know? And then she like flips. I'm like, oh, I knew that one. And then we like build a relationship after. It was great. But anyways, you know, every once in a while, and every once you got to get a dragon on this thing right here.
Bingo.
Let the world know that we're playing football forever, right? That's what that means. Infinity. That's how long we're playing for.
No, that's not what it means.
Are you playing this year? Bring that AFC thing back up. Bring the AFC playoff picture back up. Look at the bubble.
Ooh.
Right? So mathematically.
I'm glad we made the bubble there, because there was some stats that didn't put us on there, some graphics. So good to be back on the bubble. But if you look at it, what we got, 7, 10, 15 of the 16 teams are on the picture there.
Come on.
Kornacki had him on the bubble.
Okay, so that means not mathematically eliminated, right?
Nope.
Only the Patriots and the Panthers, right?
Go to hell.
Out of there. Just a reminder for everyone.
The New England Patriots.
Yep. Out of there.
Completely eliminated.
Yeah, the only AFC team.
Already?
Wow,
Oh, shut up.
I tell you, Bill was awesome on game day, though, wasn't he?
dude, so cool.
Cool.
How's your relationship with him? I know you guys were
with him and Corso.
Yes.
With him and Corso, that was awesome. That was cool.
Agreed. What's your relationship like with Bill?
I mean, I just friendly when we see each other. I've seen him, when we played him over the years, and then a couple times in Pebble, he's played in that event. So a lot of respect. But mostly just kind of short conversations here and there.
Yeah, that was the first time I ever got to, because normally anytime I'd see him warm-ups, Vinatieri, he's coming up to Vinatieri. They have a great relationship, obviously. And then I'm on the way out. Hey, all right, see you. Good to see you. That was so getting a chance to just witness his as soon as he shows up, New England fans. All right, we start clapping. And then he's Rolodex, and you talk about him and Coach Corso. off air, they were sharing stories. Like before we even get on there about remembering this and that. It was fantastic. His brain, bro.
Huge.
He's got one of those big ones. Feels like he's going to coach forever. Now, let's continue to move on. Tone has a question for you about the conversation of the NFL this year.
Yeah. Hey, Aaron. Happy Tuesday. Now with Herbert having surgery, he's going to be out for the rest of the year. 55 quarterbacks have started this year in the NFL. Now, the rules are supposed to be protecting quarterbacks more these days, but this year and last year, the most quarterbacks have started in the history of the NFL. Is there any can you think of any reason for that? Or is it like front offices just being more, I don't know, cautious with guys? Is there anything that you come up with why there's been so many quarterback injuries the last couple seasons?
Nothing in particular, I don't think. I think there's just some seasons where maybe it happens more than others. Seems to be that there's more Achilles injuries than this year. Hopefully that balances out in the future and there's less of those. But I don't know. I mean, there's been some kind of weird injuries too, right? Not just me and Kirk, but Herbert broke fingers now on both hands, I believe, right? And then Joe Burrow's injury seemed very strange. You know, how often does what he had, happen? And then some guys have gotten hurt and come back. As Lawrence came back after what looked like a pretty bad injury and played this last week. So I don't know. I mean, there's already a shortage of really great ones in the league. So the league wants their star players playing. If there was one thing in particular that was causing these, I'm sure they'd look into it. They might not do anything, but they'd look into it.
Sniff around.
Yeah, they'd sniff around a little bit, but it's too bad. I enjoy Mr. Herbert a lot. I think he's a really talented guy, and just hearing about his personality and character from Corey Lindsley, who is a friend of the show, whether or not he's been on there before, but friend of the show. A lot of respect for him and his game, and look forward to him getting back healthy soon.
I like hearing the Corey Lindsley friend of the program.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah, he's a dog. He's a dog right there. You know what I mean? He's been bending over snapping ball a long time.
Yeah.
Really, really good at it. Like to hear that he likes Justin Herbert behind the scenes, because there's obviously some centers that don't love their quarterback. We saw that on a field.
Yeah, big time.
This past weekend, there was an offensive lineman who had to hold a center back from fighting a quarterback on a football field this past weekend. That's rare too, unique. You're talking about
Video of that? I didn't see that. What was that?
Eric Boy, right?
We're not going to put you in a spot to have to comment on this, obviously, because anything you say will get taken. However, Derek Carr almost got beat up by his center this past weekend.
Oh, wow.
On the field. Yeah, on the field.
Bad.
Yeah. It was intense. But that was...
Did he fart on his hand or something? What happened?
Probably.
That is interesting. I didn't even think about it. Maybe he pissed his pants. No, I think what he did was Derek Carr said, he got upset. He got sacked there, and he showed a look. And I believe McCoy said, throw the ball. I believe he said... AQ, you might be able to speak for him better than me.
I don't know what he said, but I have said throw the ball before. I have said, come on, get rid of the ball.
And Jeff Saturday and Peyton have obviously had their situation on the sideline, well documented, a lot of love for each other. We're not saying McCoy hates Derek Carr there. But yeah, that was certainly something that took place this weekend. That would have been a unique way to get hurt.
Yeah, that would have been rough. I can't think of any centers over the years that I feel like I would have had a good chance in a fight against. Maybe going back to high school, that might have evened things out a little bit, but even still, there's a tight relationship between quarterback and center. So I'm sure they got that worked out and everything's fine.
Anything between you and Corey over the years with how long you guys were together? I assume there had to be moments.
Corey is the ultimate troll, man. He's the ultimate troll in human form. Like, whatever he could do to mess with me, he did. A lot of ridiculous things over the years. If I got mad at him or said something, or like we're going to walk through and it'd be just one of those doldrum days, and he just, slap his ass really hard, and then he'd just fire the ball.
13 days. It was 13 days.
Damn it.
We had 13 shows.
Such a good run.
13's the best we've ever had.
By far.
He would just fire the ball back at you in the walkthrough like 100 miles an hour and try and drill you in the nuts, or do some crazy things. Like he'd be after a walkthrough, and one day he'd show up and wouldn't have any underwear on. And I'm like, come on, bro. Put some friggin' drawers on. What are you doing, man? Come on. It's just like stuff like that all the time. He'd mess with your locker. He'd mess with your quarterback room. he would love to get on the computers of one of the strength coaches and like put some interesting pictures on the background of his computer.
Big white button.
Still to this day, we got a nice little text thread, me and Corey and Thad, where we send each other some interesting. Mostly we send Thad pictures because he gets a little offended about it. But love Corey. Corey's one of the all time great trolls and teammates.
Quarterback center relationship is a real one. Has to be great. Also, a relationship with the guidelines that were agreed to between me and ESPN when we're on there. What words we'll use and what words we won't use.
Try.
There was one particular word, only one, that ended up being, all right, won't do it. And I actually pitched it, because, hey, let's do good business. We don't need, you know what I mean? Yeah. Everything else need to keep shit.
Yes.
I'd like to apologize then to absolutely nobody.
Yes.
The double champ.
There's a disclaimer. I know this because I've watched the show for the last few months pretty religiously. But there's a disclaimer spoken by, I think, a famous coach.
Yep.
It talks about there's going to be swear words because that's how people talk in the real world.
Yeah.
So I know we're on a tape delay.
That's it.
There we go, right there. Don't sue us, please.
Well, that's
for one.
That's because of,
shout out.
Shout out.
4.
Guy, hey, listen, he didn't even know. I don't think.
Yeah, he had no idea.
I don't even think he knew, but we have to change the marquee. 13 is the biggest number that we've ever been able to put in. Gone.
Well, you telling me that JJ hasn't popped off a little bit?
Was that a Fagaze number?
His grandma, the last two have told him not to. Grandma what?
Was that a Fagaze number, though?
What?
Didn't Jalen Ramsey swear last week?
Thank you.
In New York?
He definitely
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Gotcha.
You talking about only in the Thunderdome, or is that a bullshit number you got up there?
Yeah, it sounds like we got misleading stats.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
no.
We
Zero.
can't be who we are.
Can't have that.
That cannot be who we are.
That's bad.
We're going to go to that department and let them know. Can't have that
Can't
mistake.
do it.
Men lie, women lie, but numbers don't.
Well, that one did.
Marquis can't.
I got a question up for the crew. What's been the greater comeback from injury? Would you say me and my Achilles, or AJ and his sexual injury eye situation?
Ty, I'll let you take the lead there.
I think, I want to say your Achilles because we've never seen it done before. But, AJ's eye was just mangled. Couldn't even open it. Had a bunch of goo on there. Who knows what kind of
Patch
goo.
at one point.
Yeah, eye patch. And then now all of a sudden, just, a couple weeks later, it's like nothing ever happened. I was told that 2/3 of his cornea got taken out. How does that happen? I thought he was going to lose his eyeball.
I was
maybe
told
more.
by a reliable source at the party that he wasn't able to see the little insert on the belt that goes around the red ball gag for like at least 10 or 12 days.
Yep.
Really? Somebody else had to strap it up for him. He's normally the first one to be able to pull it off.
Axel.
Wow.
I would never judge anybody that does that, but that is not my thing. It's not.
Of course.
Okay.
Aaron's very aware and knows all of these things and all these, sexual intricacies that he's been experimenting with over the years. So he likes to try to put his information out here to try to make it mainstream. That's what he's doing.
Oh, this is him trying to portray
Program people. He's trying to program.
I've been in AJ's bedroom, not when him and Laura are role playing, but I've seen swings, I've seen S&M stuff, I've seen multiple
Kids
ball
love
gags.
that. Kids love
various
seeing that
colors.
stuff.
Yeah.
You got your own room like you're Mr. Gray. Is that what you're saying, Aaron?
That's not a swing, Axel.
It's weird, Aaron, because a bunch of Amazon packages showed up the day after the eye injury, and it was like a chest for pirate. A bunch of pirate stuff was in it, a bunch of pirate costumes. So I think they took advantage of the situation.
Yeah, that wasn't a peg leg, Tony. That was a doubleheader. But also, to be fair, AJ on Friday when he was here, and this is true, this is real. You actually opened the box on Thursday. Just a big box of sex gummies, sex things you can smoke. First thing, I've never seen AJ ever want something. First thing he did when he saw that box, like, can I have this? Can I actually have this? And he left with it.
Did you send that to
Zito
us?
gave it to me. Zito gave it to me and said, "Hey, they sent this for you." So absolutely, I'll
Zeke
take
did it.
anything.
I was
Zeke
sitting there. He did it.
Zeke had 2 words out of his mouth, and you're already, yep, okay, cool, thanks.
Give me the sex
Yeah,
gummy.
immediately.
Yeah, I did. Absolutely. I'm not denying that.
They sent some sex smokes too. I'm excited to see how that works. You know, you just smoke it. I need to boink something.
No.
I don't know.
Is that how it goes?
I don't know. I guess we should ask Aaron. Aaron, have you ever heard about this boinking sauce that people are smoking all over the place?
No, I haven't. Does it have plants from the Amazon in it?
Okay, so
Maybe.
tell us more. So down there in the Amazon, there's plants that you eat that everybody's just doing each other. Is that what's going on?
You got the boner plant you found?
Orgy point.
Yeah, I'm not. I can't really talk about that.
Okay.
Oh, you're being censored. Wow. I was told. Well, I was told. Whoa, you're set. Whoa, are you okay? Is everything all right?
Yeah, everything's great. There's some things that are esoteric in nature that need to kind of stay where they're at.
So what?
Esoteric.
I think we've done that on there.
Okay.
Yeah, we know
Where
that.
people are going to go snatch up all your boner plants?
Yeah, we won't saw down your boner leaves. We promise. We won't, right?
The boner forest.
Of course not.
Deforestation is a real problem.
AQ Shipley's thinking about taking the
Major
seals down there
problem.
with some clippers.
Yeah. Where's this
All right,
at?
boys,
Where
we're
we
starting
going?
this thing. I heard we'll be rocked up for the next week or so before we get out of here on ESPN. It's the best sports show of all time. That's what some people say. Those people also don't have the best taste in things.
No.
So we should remember that.
Good to know.
Hey, Kadarius Toney was offsides. And when you see Patrick Mahomes react the way he reacts, how do you think his teammates take that? And he's come out yesterday, went on a local radio show and said he regrets the way he reacted afterwards. We talked about how that's the first time we've ever seen him like showcase his emotion in our eyes. That's the first. Teammates are going to love it. What did you think while you're watching that all kind of unfold? And how do you think the NFL reacts to it?
I hope nothing happens. I hope they do nothing.
They're saying they're going to get fined for criticizing the refs. That's what they're saying.
Oh, for some of the media stuff? I thought you meant more of the sideline stuff. Listen, I didn't know what to think until I saw a good segment by Dano where he was talking about, he broke down every play and he showed multiple plays where it looked like Tony was offsides on other plays. Did you see that breakdown?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty fascinating. Listen, I talk to our guys all the time about this, and it's a simple little thing. When you come out and you're the on-the-ball receiver, look out at the line judge and point at him or put your fist out or whatever you got to do, and he will in turn, or she, pat their leg or give you a thumbs up, right? Patting your leg or giving you a thumbs up means you're good. You're in the right spot. It's just a normal thing. I think some guys get into the habit of like, I'm just going to put myself what I think is the line of scrimmage and hold my fist out, right? And then the other receiver, who's going to put himself in an off the position, stance and put his arm back, which signifies to the referee, hey, I'm the, off the ball receiver. Because a lot of times they're cheating their splits a little bit. They're cheating the line of scrimmage. And for the most part, the refs let them get away with it. And I think they should. I think that's one of those things that shouldn't be policed that well. However, I think when we allow offensive players or defensive players to line up in the neutral zone and don't call that, because I'm more of like a leaning towards a stricter interpretation of the rules. I think in basketball, which I'm a big fan of, I think we can all agree that the lax interpretation of let's just pick one rule traveling makes it interesting. What they actually decide to call or not. It's really hard to even make a traveling call now because it happens in every single play. I think that maybe basketball would say, well, the same thing happens in, with football and holding or whatnot. But I think there's certain rules that seem pretty black and white. Lining up on sides as one of those. Checking with the referee. Now, if the referee, which I've seen a side view, gives him a thumbs up or pats his leg, thank you, yeah. But from this vantage point, it really looks like if you watch the ref, he slightly moves to his left here.
Yeah.
To see that, to be able to see the ball.
Yeah.
Because he can't see it. Now, I was wondering, is there something that Humphreys does with the football to move the football back? Like, does he have, because if you watch, there's one view you can see Humphreys actually has the ball kind of tilted up instead of like forward. And that seems to change the line of scrimmage back slightly. does that affect things? But Mr. Tony here should probably just peek, and he does, but he doesn't necessarily get
A response.
maybe a verification here. But again, it's a tiny foul. It's a very tiny thing. If there was multiple issues, the thing I love about Gene, right? I'm jumping just, but Gene's territory is Gene would always kind of warn you. You know, he'd say, "Hey, move your right tackle up," or "Hey, move your left tackle up," or watch your hands on the snap count, or "Hey, watch the play clock. You're getting real right up next to zero," or whatever. It kind of give you one warning, but after that, it was like, no, hey, we warned you. Like for Bakhtiari, he's like, "Hey, Bach, get your hands inside. We're going to call holding," right? Rarely happened. I must admit that rarely.
Of course.
They rarely got any penalties. But if he had another foul that was hands inside the frame, it'd be a penalty. Now I would assume if there are multiple occurrences of this, that somebody maybe said something to him or should have. If you're not going to call it, but I think we all just want to see consistency with all these calls, and but that to me, it wipes out a really awesome play. But the interpretation of the rule was obviously correct. And as far as Pat, if you talk about the refs, you get fined, I guess. But anything else, listen, we all have do things that we'd like to have back from time to time. There's passionate moments. There's things that, he wasn't very happy. Offensive offsides.
Yeah, he said that a couple times. And then he even said it to Josh Allen afterwards, as if Josh Allen gave a single fuck. He did not, and Josh Allen.
They're
They're tight, though. They're friends.
I don't know about getting held back like that. I mean, it definitely took a few people. Like, what was he going to do if he wasn't held back to the ref?
What if he just talked about
killed him?
What if he just went over there?
Awesome.
Offensive offsides, huh? To lose the game? Okay, well, now, dead.
Bang.
How about it? That's the last time you do that? That would be awesome. Patrick Mahomes knocking out a ref.
But we need these men and women.
Agreed. I'm joking, obviously. We don't punch refs, obviously.
I love the human element of our game. That can be maddening at times for sure. But those relationships are important to the game. The referees really care about the game, and I think they all want to do the right thing and make the right calls. They're not intentionally trying to make calls. I think that referee made the right call. So whether or not it should have been called 3 or 4 times in the game, I mean, you look at the Kansas City false starts. They kind of changed the way that things were being refereed early in the season. There was, like 42 false starts in the same game by the same player, and they finally called one of them.
Same thing. Week 1.
Is that the actual number? Did you do the actual research on that? What if that was the actual?
It's close.
Believable.
The whole point is we want consistency. We want consistency with the referees. They have a tough job to do. We're all interpreting these things and criticizing these things in slow motion for the most part. And I think whether it's Gene or Terry McCauley or John Perry or anybody on TV, they always try and remind the viewer that, like, hey, this is bang, bang, real-time plays that they're trying to referee. So a little bit of grace and a little bit of understanding, I think, can go a long way because they're trying to do their best. Players, we just want consistency. So I think that was the right call. I understand the frustration. I'd be pissed too, You're going to call offensive offsides on a play like that wins the game. And look at Kansas City. That's how crazy the league is. Like, they've had a couple. That play goes for a touchdown. They stop them. They win that game. They had a chance in another game with a deep ball to Marquez. They had another chance, in a game earlier in the season. Really, 3 games. I feel like they probably think could have gone the other way. They're 8-5, sitting at 11-2 would be a whole different ball game, because I believe that Pat, has he played any playoff games on the road?
No.
He hasn't, right?
Yeah.
So that would be a new experience. Not that he couldn't do it. He's a phenomenal player. But, they're going to have a hard time getting that 1 seed, I think, at this point.
You know what Travis Kelce did on that play?
What did he do?
2 things at once.
Amen.
He was tight end and he was quarterback. Mm-hmm. It was one of the greatest plays we will never be able to celebrate because of the lineup offsides. And people forget, Kadarius Toney was the one who scored the touchdown on that play.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's going into his Rolodex as well. Mm-hmm. That's going into his highlight reel for the rest of his life as well. You think Kadarius Toney's happy about all that? No way.
Pissed.
No way.
Back to Corey Linsley. Corey Linsley held on one of the greatest plays in my career as well, where I made like 3 guys missed in the pocket and threw this ball as I was getting drilled in the back of my legs to Devontae Adams against Chicago in the back of the end zone.
Yep.
So
I remember that.
no one ever gives a shit about that play because Corey decided to hold on it.
This guy,
Hey, Corey, figure it
what
out.
a prick.
Don't hold. Yeah, we were talking.
If you go back to the play, though, Corey, it's one of those interesting holds where a guy just overpowers another guy. Like Corey literally just grabbed this dude and just
Of course, like, I didn't hold. I won. You're talking about a great play for you. I would have had this. This fucking plays on my highlight reel, too. I just picked the guy up and dominated him. Football is wild because listen to the way we're talking. And I don't know how you're talking, but like how we're talking, obviously we're part of the problem. We get it. You remind us every single week. Bills get that win there, very easily could not have. I mean, just right here, right there. Bills don't win, okay? Just literally, Bills don't win right there. Instead, what's that?
just like AJ and Laura always talk about, with their own games. Like the NFL is a game of inches.
Certainly is.
Yep.
A couple of them.
Yeah.
Just a couple inches. It's 2, 6.
Just one or two at different times can make a big difference. So,
Kadarius Toney was like, I tell him that's 6 inches. They didn't even, you know what I mean? They didn't even look back. But we're talking about the Bills being like back. You heard did you see the locker room afterwards where they were talking to Sean McDermott and the players like, we got your back. Like that was like a real emotional moment almost. It's like, wait a second, are the Bills ready to go? But if they lose that game after what happened last week, it's like Bills are dead. What a catastrophe.
Yeah.
They let Travis Kelce throw a pass in the middle of a play to beat them, and let alone what happened last week. It's like, you're right, I guess, that we do maybe overreact a little bit to some small stuff.
But team vibes, like especially for the Bills. Could you imagine that flight back to Baghdad if they lost to Kansas City? Be a nightmare.
They play in Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Touche, Connor.
Some of your best work.
Thanks, Aaron.
The last couple of days, he's been seeing the ball.
Been sitting on that one.
Yeah, he's been seeing the laces pretty good as it's coming.
What do we got today on the shirt? What do we got?
It's 10 wolves, but there's only 4 wolves that you can see. Then you got to find the other 6. Like, where's Waldo?
Nice. In other news, AQ, do you got any plays coming up that you need some, a little advice on about what was actually going on? Or?
No, but can we all agree that if that's the hot route we're throwing,
by the way,
if that's the hot route we're throwing, we got bigger problems?
This was from 5 weeks ago. A lot of people probably don't know what you're referring to. Kenny Pickett, whenever he was the quarterback for the Steelers and Matt Canada was still the offensive coordinator, there was a play in which he threw a quick to the running back. 3 wide receivers were lined up in a bunch formation. They all ran go routes pretty much. So
post corner under probably. But.
Whatever the case. You get it. They're gone. Not blocking.
Bad play.
Running back tackle for a 7-yard loss. One of the most dysfunctional looking offensive plays that the NFL has seen in a while. And AQ said, somebody go block.
What are we doing?
And Aaron just said, hey, big dumb dipshit.
Hey.
And isn't that what you said? It's kind of
basically.
Not at all. I would never disrespect a lineman like that. And I love in the trenches. I think you do a great job with that.
Thanks, Aaron.
He's going to war.
It's good to be back on Tuesday with you today too. It was really. I enjoyed it.
I know you're sensitive. You're ignoring me and our Tuesday for a little bit, but it's good to have you back. Bygones be bygones. Keep up the good work, man. Love your segment. Love DB's segment. It's helping people be smarter, and that's all I want is to help you. If you're trying to talk quarterback play, just maybe give me a side text just to make sure that we're on the same page.
I need to get on that sidebar.
Aaron, here's the thing. The reason why this happened is because a quarterback. The reason why In the Trenches even exists is because a quarterback, a man we spoke highly of earlier.
That's right.
So he'll hear this. He'll get mad that we're saying this, but he'll, Aaron just saying his praises a little bit ago.
Cancels it out.
Dan Orlovsky.
No. Just broken clock is right twice a day. Right?
Gee.
Is that what you said?
I know, and I know the story.
Okay.
Right.
Yep.
And I love it. But I think we all should hold on to our truths. Hold on to them, but we're not gripping them as tightly as possible because obviously, as we've seen, science can change in an instant, and you never know what the narrative's going to be moving forward. But I love In the Trenches. I think it's definitely something we all can learn from. And then obviously DB highlights. I think it's the guys who don't get as much attention because our league is, often so it's specific on who gets the attention. It's quarterbacks. It's a few skill players here and there, pass rushers. But highlighting the big boys and then the guys doing maybe the most difficult position in our sport, which is covering, especially nickel defender covering two-way, really a three-way go at all times. So it's awesome. Love it.
Well,
and then AJ, just what a warrior AJ is to be able to show up here day after day. After some of the things that go on.
Yeah. Peacock feathers, whips.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Whole thing.
The nipple taser sensor things he's got. It's
He's got nipple tasers.
Good Lord.
These are all things that you currently probably have in your basement or some other room in your house.
All right, so let's move away from you guys doing whips and chains, handcuffs, and everything. Let's talk about in the house right behind you there. There's some books. Are we bringing? Is it time?
It's assassination of
Let's
science.
see what do we got here?
He's got some good ones on the docket.
I got some great ones in the back here. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's been
No,
holding up.
no Ayn Rand, but I got some great.
Oh, that started quite a convo.
Shoot.
See if I can pick one.
No. Let's not just
Assassination
randomly
science.
pick a book club.
No way.
No way. Not this book club.
I've got two great ones. One I'm almost finished with, and one I'm definitely finished with. It's sadly a very controversial book, but
Never went again.
Harry Potter.
What's it called?
Well, that would be book
I'm going
club.
to tell you once. I'm going to tell you once. we
Sorcerer's
start
Stone.
Okay, all right.
What is it? It's called C word, or is it in that vein, or which vein is it
Who's
controversial?
the author?
Yeah, just so we know.
Gary
Just so I know what I'm
Jones?
signing up for, my mentions. Just so I know what my mentions are signing up for.
What did you say, AJ?
Gary Paulson.
InfoWars? Is it InfoWars? Alex Jones? What is it?
He's back on X.
Yeah, new video game out now. Go
That's
get it
right.
quick.
Yep.
Back on X.
AlexJonesGame.com.
I learned about Alex Jones and everything he's about 4 days before he got banned from the internet. And now he's back.
He is.
Feels like that's been 10 years.
2-hour app.
Jesus.
Didn't he get
Are
sued?
we making
For
some
like
stops
13
today?
billion or something like that.
I'm broke.
Okay.
All right. I can't pay anybody.
So
Sorry.
that's all happened since I learned of this guy. And I go, oh, this is an awesome internet. This is an awesome internet character. And I guess there's a lot of people that were taking everything he was saying very serious,
including himself.
which I think he got lost. He worked himself into a shoot.
He
Brother.
did.
I think he
did.
worked himself into a shoot in that entire thing, and then he just got kicked off the internet completely.
Yeah.
Just see ya, not allowed to exist.
Had no idea he was kicked off because I thought Will Sasso was Alex Jones for like 6 years.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo. He's back. Alex Jones is back. Still has his fastball. It sounds.
Yeah, yes, he does.
Oh, I'm sure people are pumped about that.
Tell you what, his wife has her fastball too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. All right, let's get the fuck out of here. Aaron, we appreciate you, buddy. We appreciate the hell out of you, pal. Thank you for spending time with us.
What do you guys got coming up? Are you guys all done now?
No, we got Coach Rule, Matt Rule of Nebraska, in about 10 minutes or so. You know, he came out in a press conference and said, hey, good quarterback's $2 million bucks. That's where we're at right now. Like, just let everybody know. Because he was big in college, goes to the NFL, comes back to college, whole new world from the time he was in Carolina. So we're just going to pick his brain on that. You know, see how everything's going in Nebraska, Aaron.
Yeah. I thought about something real quick.
Here's a book. We got one.
Yeah,
Yo.
I want to just highlight a book that
Put your dong in her.
Oh, it's a good
just
book.
one more, just like, is there a better book than this one though?
That's the best one.
Yep.
Not many better.
Hey, that was book club book last year, I think.
It was.
2 years
It was,
ago.
yeah. I just saw it. I saw it on the shelf back there. It's one of my. It's a very good, advertising. The orange, not quite the color that AJ has in his mouth a lot, but definitely close, I believe.
He doesn't like clementines?
What's going on? What's going on? I love that. Aaron, Huga, dude. Huga.
What does it mean?
Cherish the little things, Cherish
Yeah.
the little things.
Amen.
Jake Ryan, right? Aren't those his hats?
No, he's from Norway.
Yeah. Shout out to Jake, and we'll get you. See if we can get some sent out there. I don't know if there's one big enough for AQ's head, but I think we'll figure something out.
He's going to war. He's going to war tonight. We don't know how it's coming back.
He might not come back.
You're going to war tonight? You're doing the war games tonight?
Yeah, war games. That's actually.
It is. We're going tonight. It starts tomorrow.
Tonight's a reception.
That's what you think.
William Regal's there. And
Yeah,
starts
that's what you
everything out.
think. Is you sure put
freedom
fucking bag over your head?
Danny and Tommy going to be
shipping out tonight? What if you do get bagged over your head, tossed in van, dropped in the middle of fucking woods, and
Naked.
say, if you make it back, you can maybe have a weekend with the SEALs?
Figure it out.
That's possible.
Might happen. We'll see. We'll see how this goes.
You and Jack Osborne walking through the fucking woods.
Yeah.
Just shooting the shit.
Tell me about your dad.
Got a lot in
That was the
common,
first thing
sure.
Dick said. He goes, well, as soon as I told him he was going, he was like, you won't be last. You'll be fine.
Jeez, Jack Osborne.
You had the same reaction.
Yeah, you're damn right.
Now he's turned his life around. That guy's Jack now.
Yeah, boom.
Oh, you might be last.
Better hope you don't see that guy in the woods.
He's a survivalist.
He's all fitted up.
He's a survivalist. You're fucked, dude. Navy SEALs, actual survivalist, and then now Jack Osborne appears to be living on a mountain. You're fucked, dude.
I've been training for this. I'm ready.
So is he.
Putting on a SEAL hoodie is not like the same thing.
This is Jack's Super Bowl.
Like I put Lolita's whale costume on. I wasn't a whale all of a
You
sudden.
didn't become one?
No, like that's not how it works. All right, Aaron. Have a great Tuesday.
Easy, bro. Easy with the Lolita part. There's another name associated with that. Anyway.
Oh, no.
He's talking about
Domino's
Express.
Yeah, go
The
ahead.
Express, yeah.
Come on. Fill him in, Aaron. Fill him in.
I'm talking to
You probably took a few rides on that plane.
Is it time now? Can we release? Can we finally?
You got to be
release
on
the
those
log?
flight logs.
What'd you say?
He's talking about the news. I'm not sure. If
I think
you
the guy
remember.
had an island.
I came in about 2 weeks ago pretty jacked up because it felt as though there'd be some more information being
leaks.
released.
Yeah.
What about the submarine? Who was all?
Bingo.
You know what I mean? They're talking about through the sky. What about underneath the water? Anyways, sounds like there's some real fucking weirdos.
Would it be ironic if? Remember when I said it like a while back? They were thinking about releasing the logs, which they were, and then Jimmy Kimmel took a little shot at me. Would it be ironic if he was on the flight logs?
It would be ironic.
I don't know how this whole thing goes, but the fact that all these humans are involved in it, and allegedly, and they will all have to respond to Aaron on this particular show saying that. Can't wait. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just can't wait for that. And then
No, I didn't name any. Would it be ironic if the person who was taking a shot at me was actually on those? That would be. But I'm
that
not,
would be irony.
Not saying he was on there.
No.
But it would be ironic.
And Fauci's at his house right now, just like, yeah, let's just stay on that.
Yeah, please.
Let's stay on that, Just thinking of him.
I mean, how about that audio that was released? He said,
All right. So,
Oh, yeah.
I didn't hear that. Anyway, all right. We appreciate the hell out of you, man. You're the best.
we're off ESPN, so it doesn't fucking matter anymore.
Agreed. But also,
Shout out to YouTube, though, the real fans.
That's right.
Amen. And ESPN Plus now.
Yeah, well.
Love ESPN Plus.
Yeah, it's not, I mean. Yeah, ESPN has never said.
That's fake behind you as well, though. That's fake.
No,
AJ's.
That's circle.
AJ's fake. That's fake.
Circle.
Wow.
This?
Oh, it's nice.
Hey, have you seen? There's a great video that made me laugh thinking about that. There's a guy doing an interview with somebody, and his background, which looks kind of like that, there's a missile that comes in. Have you guys seen this video?
Oh, yeah.
Missile that comes in the background. It comes in and it just blows up the scene behind the guy doing the interview.
Live?
And the people who are getting interviewed freak out.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say, yeah.
It's like,
Hey, is this, how close are we to this?
Look out!
How close are we to the camera here? I think there's some real stuff going on. That's like the thing in New York, the window there, clearly. That is live feed of view.
Yeah, it's like Channel 7 News, action shot above the city right now, live looking.
Chopper 5.
Real window, of course.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't, it would be a live
Exactly.
live feed of that whole thing.
Speaking of choppers.
Oh.
Enjoy it, guys. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I'll get to the chopper, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron Rodgers. So something came out about helicopters, I assume?